Now then, welcome to the video. You join us this week as we're about to leave Savick Brook, heading on to the River Ribble, towards the River Douglas, and eventually ending up on the Rufford branch of the Leeds-Liverpool Canal. It looks like it's a beautiful day for cruising. The river seems calm, the Laura's engine's purring away, and here we are, Lock 8. We've made it, did we?
There's going to be a crash.
Now, before we get ahead of ourselves and show you what happened at the end, let's start at the beginning. So you've already seen us come down Savick Brook. We did the last lock, which was lock 8, which is a bit confusing because we actually leave this lock, go through lock 9, which is a sea lock, and then end up on the Rufford branch at lock 8, which has meant me taking ages to get this right. That's by the by though. We've made it this far. We're sat waiting for the thumbs up to go through lock 9. Alan's pulled up to the side and we're just having a bit of a chin wag to see how it's going. We're heading up the rear and there's two of the boats in front of us. I didn't get the names of the other boaters, unfortunately, because we were helping Alan out so much we completely blanked. Well, we didn't blank them, but we didn't get a chance to really chat with them that much. And the other problem is I've got a memory like a sieve, so if they did give me the names, I'll have forgotten about it virtually instantaneously. I don't know what it is, but I'm just like that. So while we'll wait, Debbie's going to take Tango for a walk to do his ablutions, and then we'll just hang about here till the thumbs up comes, which isn't very long away, to be honest. Yeah, with the delay on setting off and the fact I kept going into sandbanks, Alan kept getting stuck in the mud, we were cutting it a bit fine. Not to worry, we'd made it and we were all ready to set off. I probably should have gone down the weed hatch and have a look, but I didn't have time, to be honest with you. I was busy chatting with Alan, making sure he was alright and preparing myself mentally for what is quite a, well, after last time where we broke down, it's quite a worrying time for me. I should put a link into the video that we did on our crossing up to the Lancaster Canal. It was quite a journey, and we did have some friends help us out called the RNLI. I'll try and get one of those little things in the corner which you can click on so that you can watch that video. It was, needless to say, quite a long day that day, and I was hoping that this one was not going to be that long. Oh, it looks like we've been given the thumbs up. Debbie's going to untie, jump on the back of the boat, and I think Alan's going first. If you take a look at that pole there to the left, that line on it, that's the water line. These are floating pontoons, and judging by where that is, it looks like it regularly gets up that high. Well, it's a good, maybe 5.5 foot higher than the boat is now. As you can see, I should have been wearing a hat because this crossing absolutely ruined my hair. I mean, most of the time I look like I've been dragged through edge backwards, as my mother used to say, but it was particularly drafty on this day, and half the time I couldn't see what I was doing, or I was chewing it. Maybe it's time for a bit of a short back and sides. Anyway, we're off. There's Alan just going ahead of us there. The reason why we were stuck at the back was Alan's engine tended to get a bit hot, and of course we've now had our bulletproof yet slightly fragile BMC engine fully reconditioned, so there shouldn't be any problems there. Well, as you can see coming up, this is lock number 9, the sea lock gate. Once we're through this, we're heading towards lock number 8 on the Rufford branch, which is a bit confusing when you're narrating this a month later, but all will become clear when we actually get onto the Rufford branch. Till then, we're going to sail down towards the River Ribble, take a sharp 90-degree starboard turn, making sure we don't hit the sandbank to the starboard side, and then we're on to the River Ribble. It's quite a fast running river at times. This is why when people going over the link, it sometimes gets cancelled at short notice. We got stuck on there last time, and the incoming tide at night was 5 or 6 knots, which to a little craft out like ours is quite fast. And yeah, when you get in to them sort of speeds, you can get in quite a lot of trouble very quickly, especially when you don't have an engine. Well, that's enough of me yammering on. Let's just enjoy a little bit of this journey. off the Ribble. Now we're on to, well, there's a bit of confusion here. On Google Maps it says River Douglas, and on the Canal Map app it says the River Astland. I don't know whether that actually exists or not. It'd be nice to know if it does. But it got started to get a little bit choppy on this bit. Alan was behind us by now, we'd overtaken him, and he was looking a bit worse for wear. He'd not got a hat on and his head was getting cooked by the sun. Amazingly for September, it was a beautifully warm, lovely day really. We were all in t-shirts. The view wasn't great, it's usually water, sky and muddy banks either side. But coming up on this section there is a few little boat yards here and there. I'm probably going to do a little montage now like I've just done before, with a bit of music underneath of the next leg of the journey. We're not that far away from Rufford Lock really, it's just a couple of miles. But we're heading upstream, so the going's getting a bit tougher. We proper enjoyed that journey actually. We were feeling a little bit, you know, upbeat about getting through this without breaking down. But little did we know something wasn't quite right with the engine. And it came to bite us in the bum in a spectacular fashion. Stay tuned, it's going to get rough. Oh no! Oh, that's not good.
You just stole.
There's going to be a crash.
Oh no, that's not good.
Look, that front's going to hit with a... Absolutely no.
Well, oh no,
Bit of his last words, that, wasn't it?
Yeah.
At least you made it across.
Just. First attempt as well.
Chuck is that round, pull you over.
Yeah.
so there we go. We entered Rufford Lock at ramming speed, but just managed to use the gates as a barrier to
What's
slow us
happening
down
there?
a bit. My hair was absolutely ruined by all that wind, and poor old Alan who came right in behind us, well, he just had to tow us in to the visitor moorings just a little further up. I'm going to do a full video on what exactly went wrong and what we had to do afterwards, but yeah, it was a bit of a rough ending to our journey. I was actually really worried that we'd bust the engine completely, and it's only been going for a couple of weeks. But there we are, that was our journey over, and this is us pulling up where we stopped for about a week or so. I would really like to say a big thank you to Alan who helped us out no end. We'd given him a hand and he gave us a big hand as well. So thanks very much, Alan. Well, I'm hoping to meet up with him again because he had some interesting things that he was going to be doing to the interior of his boat. He didn't really like the setup or the layout. It'll be interesting to see how he's got on. He's a bit handy with the old woodwork, so keep your eyes peeled. I'll get hold of him and see if he's willing for me to come along and film what he's got up to. He's probably done now like we did. Any road, that's the end of our journey. We're just going to have to moor up here and hope that the engine isn't badly damaged. So what else is in store for us? We're now off the Lanky and we're back on the main system. We can go anywhere we want. We can go as far as London. Not that we'd really want to, because it's a bit of a commute to work, that, to be honest. But anyway, where are we off to next? Well, that's for a future video. Right at this moment, I reckon it's time to call this a draw. Till next time, ta-da.